Got my phone near me. I don't know. We might have a few people that might chime in, but I'd imagine most would probably just check it out. But you never know.
Yeah.
Somebody might
Content.
perk
It's
up.
content, baby. I get it.
Somebody might perk up. They might
Yeah.
say what's up. Who knows?
All right, we are live, sir. We are bad news is live now. We're addressing the people.
We are here, man. We are here, man. It's bad news in real time. Well, from time to time, we will kind of deviate from our normal and kind of do something else. Sometimes we might cover something in real time. We may not wait till Friday or Sunday or whenever we decide to tape. So we'll just call this bad news in real time, life, Kobe, and anything else that happens to kind of come up. How you doing, first of all, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm not the one who died, nor am I the one who lost any loved ones. So I'm not just to start the tone off. I'm not about the virtue signaling and trying to make people understand how deeply this has affected me. This got nothing to fucking do with me. Uh,
Right.
the the people who lost their loved ones, Kobe Bryant's family, his wife Vanessa,
The others on the plane,
the others on the
the
plane.
coach and his kids and their kids, yeah, the
Yeah,
whole
it's
Mamba crew.
mad lives, mad parents, entire families snuffed out. It's not about me. It's not about anyone but those people. So I'm good, but I'm affected, and I feel bad about where we find, what I'm saying, the national discourse and the spirit right now. I'm sad for the people that lost people.
Yeah, I'm in the same zone. It's definitely something that was real horrific. I sat here on this exact couch yesterday, scrolling around. I think I was watching Power, and I saw it come up on my Twitter. And the first thing I think I yelled out, just no, nah, nah, let that come on, don't play like that. I was
Right.
just like, nah. And then I saw it's true. It felt like a family member passed,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It felt like a yeah. I was like, damn. I've known this kid since he was in terms of as an athlete and as a as a professional entertainer. Since he came into the league, I watched his
Yeah.
whole career.
Yeah.
From the time he went to the NBA when he was in high school, coming up in terms of that, when he took Brandy to the prom, to the time where he went to his first All Star game, to the time where he was on the Lakers, to the time where he dropped those championships, even down to his last game where he scored 60 points on 50 shots. I watched every bit of it and loved it. I was a bigger fan of Kobe than Michael Jordan. So it was kind of one of those things where you don't know the person personally. If he had passed me on the street, we wouldn't know each other than through me knowing what he does. But it's something where you admire a person and how they operate as an athlete, and you see their evolution and you
Yeah.
become kind of a fan of them, of what you know of them, and you just see them go in that way. It's
Yeah.
very shocking,
I
very
think what we're
shocking.
I think what you're getting at is what you're describing is two things. One is which is just like what it means to be a fan of somebody, an admirer of somebody, to invest in their wins and losses
Absolutely.
is a thing, right? And then in addition to that, you also have your own situation as a father and seeing yourself in this man who's like not a terrible, not really that big a difference in age between us. If
No,
anything,
he's
younger.
41 and I'm
Yeah,
45,
I'm
so he is
43,
right
so he
from
was
our
younger.
era.
Yeah, he was younger than us,
Yeah, he's right in our
and
pocket.
yeah. So just I think it's the being a fan of someone, having that sort of artificial but profound connection with somebody that you admire but
Right,
don't necessarily know, and then
right.
also the very visceral and personal feelings of like, what would it be like if I lost my daughter, or what would it be like to be in this mortal situation with my daughter and not be able to do anything about it, or did I, or is there even a, like putting yourself, you can't help but put yourself into the mind of what's happening in those last moments. Do they know? Are they aware? Did they
Yeah,
suffer? I mean, none of it
yeah.
fucking matters.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter, but that's what we do as the survivors of tragedy and grief and loss, is that we immediately have to put the world back in order. Like we have to make sense of it. We gotta blame somebody. I'm already reading the articles about how the pilot didn't take the right course, or from TMZ, or took off when he shouldn't have, or some shit.
Foggy. It was too foggy. All of the planes, per person reports I heard earlier, were grounded in terms of the police force and other thing like that because they could not see. So why he
But
was
he
allowed
had permission
to
to,
go up?
right, but he
Yeah,
did actually have permission to launch. And then
yeah.
they got fucked up and he couldn't land in time. But we want to try to find some rationale. But I mean, what fucking rationality is there even in being in a helicopter in the first place? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's how he rolled, apparently. Now I'm with
yeah,
you. Yeah, it was kind of like you're taking your life in your hands even more so, kind of even doing that on a
yeah,
daily
like
basis,
it.
like a daily
You
basis.
start
That's
to look at
crazy.
one thing, and you immediately got to start questioning other things.
Yeah.
And I don't know how helpful that shit is. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you can really do about it. So why do we need to question
Keep
it?
kind of rehashing it and stuff. Yeah, well, I think it's kind of it's what it always is, right? Like whenever we lose someone from a Michael Jackson to a David Bowie to a Prince to whoever we may admire as an entertainer, it's that mortality wake up call that
Yeah.
happens. It's that moment that reminds us in pure living surreal color that at any moment you could go. That car
Yeah.
ride, that airport trip, that walk across the street, anything could happen. And I think that's what happened. It's a shock to the system. And I don't lie, it definitely made me evaluate my mortality to a great degree.
I wrote a poem
I
about it.
saw.
Yeah, I wrote a poem about it because I was and I won't recite it here, but I wrote a poem about it, the gist of which was that the death of a great man like Kobe is a gift and a boon to mediocre and regular niggas everywhere, because in these moments we take stock of our lives and we feel grateful in a way that I think we rarely do. When you see a bum on the street suffering, sorry, a homeless person on the street, I'm trying to stop saying bum. When you see a homeless person on the street suffering or even near death, I think we feel the same thing as that when somebody famous and rich and successful dies, because
Right.
we feel this sense of like, oh, thank God, it ain't us.
Yeah.
We didn't die. And two, even though I don't have his money and success and wealth, he is subject to the same law which governs us all. And
That is correct.
that also is reassuring, I think, on a fundamental level, which is why I think we all know what to do when somebody famous dies. We know what to do. Like, people showed up at the
At the
Staples
Staples Center.
Center
Yeah.
even while the Grammys was still going. Like, people knew, almost like a religious instinct, to come out and to pay homage.
And you were out in that energy, man. How did that feel?
Well, I mean, it's LA, so LA LA
I mean,
is
you were truly a correspondent on the spot, so you
yeah.
could
Well, I mean,
describe that.
I won't pretend to any special knowledge, but I will say that there's a lot of motherfuckers in LA who cry over Kobe, like,
Mm.
straight up in the deep emotional feelings, and I would not invalidate that. If anything, I was moved by the fact that, for all the talk about how men are heartless and toxic these days, the sight
Mm.
of Dwayne Wade tearfully eulogizing this man, talking about him with the tenderness of a lover. It sent, like, like when he left the game, I lost all passion for it because he was the dude that I chased and defined my game against.
I will amen that statement,
That's
and
deep.
as I said as well, very deep because when he left the game, and probably before that, I really stopped watching basketball, and my
Mm,
children can attest to it. I
mm,
got to the point where I flipped over to football. I'm to the point where I don't even look at basketball until like almost them in the finals. When
wow.
Kobe left the game, when Jordan and T Mac and Vince Carter still going and stuff like that, but when some of the greats that I watched left, I
Yeah.
didn't. I this news. I don't watch the NBA. I'm a football guy.
That's
I
telling.
just
No,
did.
that's
When
telling,
Kobe
man.
left, I ain't gonna lie, I pretty much checked out myself.
Interesting. Well, I mean, that definitely must have been the close of an era then. I mean, so I guess all that to say that, I'd love to see the shadow that is cast by a great person passing and how it affects us, even though it is so sad for the individuals who have lost Kobe too early, and it's
Yeah,
just awful to contemplate as a father and as anyone who just has basic human feelings. But also, you got to be encouraged by the fact that these people loved him so much, right? As his
yeah.
family, you just gotta take the
It's
comfort you can take.
you can, and if we can round third on it too, unless we've got
Nah,
more.
that's it.
I'm gonna go ahead and just, yeah, I'll wrap it up here with that. But no, I'm with you on it. The good thing I like about it is it does create a lot of good energy around people who have achieved great things.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing I do love about it as well is that he was doing something that he loved to do with someone he loved doing it with,
Yeah.
and that is a gift in itself. As you could tell, that man was happy. he
Yes.
was he was he was very happy with what he was doing. He was passionate about what he was doing. It's a shame that we won't get an opportunity to kind of see, what his daughter could have been. It's a shame how it went out, but it's just a reminder that we never know what's going to happen, and that we should definitely live every moment, like it's our last. And it's corny and cliche to say that, but it is truly something to take into account. And moments like this remind me of that. So rest in
Amen.
peace to him and everybody who's involved.
Yes.
And we send good energy out in terms of that. We come from bad news. Peace.
Peace.